Islamic Marketing. The economic revolution, was it really so hard for us to have seen it coming? The fall of the American dollar, the rise of the Chinese economic empire, or the collapse of the world financial system? There were dangerous signs that we ignored, even if we only just chose to ignore it just because we were uncomfortable with it.so. There are many who profess to know that the world now belongs to the new emerging markets of China and India. However, I actually believe that they are thinking too narrowly. They still believe that the imaginary boundaries that we have placed on ourselves and control how we perceive each other can still influence the economics and, more importantly, money of the world. Well, it can't and it won't. We must learn to work beyond political, cultural, or religious boundaries. This is the new economic reality and will be the start of a revolution by the courageous few who dare to challenge the status quo. For instance, China is not just a region of Asia that has a population well over 1 billion people. The Chinese diaspora are everywhere in the world, and in North America alone are estimated at almost 5 million. Throughout the entire world outside of China, it is estimated that there are almost 40 million people of Chinese ancestry. Those same Chinese undoubtedly have innumerable ties back to mainland China and still help to control the flow of goods and services throughout the world. If that is the case, then why would we want to focus our ethnic Chinese marketing efforts only to those inside mainland China? You would be missing out on possibly influencing the decision-making of almost 40 million people. Now let's take this a little further. The Chinese economic engine has been talked about quite a bit these past few years, and there are already a number of people who are trying to capitalize on this emerging economic superpower. But for those who look forward and see what opportunities there may be had in the near future, then they will be the ones who will benefit from some true economic opportunities. The big one that stands out as most neglected is the worldwide Islamic economy. Like I have already mentioned, you must think past the boundaries we have placed on the world. Erase the cultural, political, and religious lines we have drawn across our world, and you will see that these lines are so blurry when it comes to the use of powerful marketing tools such as the internet that this will be a very powerful force to be reckoned with when people learn how to seize opportunities within this community. The worldwide community of Muslims, otherwise known as the Muslim world, or Ummah, numbers almost 1.6 billion people. That is roughly 1/5 of the world population, yet marketers are frequently ignoring this massive market and economy. Of course, there are still going to be differences across various countries, languages, and customs within the Muslim group, but there are a vast selection of commonalities that can be tapped into and capitalized on. They often have a strong sense of shared cultural, historical, and religious beliefs. Take for instance a simple prayer rug. To those outside the religion, this may seem a commonplace item with no significant value, yet the Muslim community regards this as an important necessity in helping to properly adhere their religious needs. Some go to great lengths to get the proper design and dimensions, and many have a need for it to have a pattern on it that reflects a geometrical floral or vegetal design in a repetition known as arabesque, which is commonly used to reflect the Islamic heritage and culture. These rugs are not often expensive, but if you can market your product every month to even 1 out of every 100,000 Muslims in the world and get a conversion rate of just 1% on a $10 rug, then that can amount to about $1,600 per month for just one item. Now, if you are getting that kind of traffic from such a targeted and well-defined demographic, then think about all of the other items that you can sell to this fruitful market. As I mentioned earlier, the economics of this world are continually changing, and those that are brave enough, have foresight, and know their market demographics intimately will prosper in a new economic reality that will bring prosperity to them and those that follow them. Just stay away from the imaginary religious, political, and cultural boundaries that bind us all into categories that are oversimplified and somewhat meaningless in a new global economy.